Okay, folks, this will be the second part of our section 2.1. Alright, so still in section 2.1, and what we're going to talk about now are angles in standard position. So basically, here's what we have. If we have a coordinate plane, and in this coordinate plane, we have a line on the x-axis. This is what we call the initial side, okay? Where the angle ends is and this is our vertex of our angle. And where our angle ends is called the terminal side. So for instance, I'm going to draw this angle. This is angle theta. And we're going to say angle theta is pi over 4. Or 45 degrees. Okay? Or 45 degrees. So this side right here would be called our terminal side of our angle. Terminal side. So this is an angle in standard form when the initial side is on the x-axis and the vertex is at the origin. This is what we call an angle in standard position. Okay? So now notice I wrote pi over 4 or 45 degrees. Even if I were to give you the radian measure, let's say I gave you 11 pi over 12, it's going to be hard for you to figure out where 11 pi over 12 is around this circle. So, because remember, all this is surrounded by the unit circle, okay? All 360 degrees of the unit circle, okay? So, this would be 360 degrees. So, if 11 pi over 12, you don't know where that is on in the 360 degrees. So, you might have to, and I'll have a little more formal drawing of the unit circle a little later. But you may have to, folks, convert a radian back to a degree just so you can figure out where it is in relation to the unit circle, okay? Because it's 360 degrees is one full revolution, remember. One full revolution. All right, so what if I asked you to draw the standard position of the angle of negative 60 degrees. Of negative 60 degrees. All right, so we have our axis here. Okay, and let's change colors. Negative 60 degrees. Well, obviously the initial side is going to be right here. Okay, that's our initial side. Now, positive, we go counterclockwise. So positive degrees go like this. Negative degrees go counterclockwise. So negative degrees go like this. Okay? So, for instance, we have a negative 60. So we're going to go down to right here. And this is where negative 60 degrees would be. 60 degrees down from the initial side. 60 degrees down. Okay? Well, what about 3 pi over 2? 3 pi over 2. Well, let's look at this. And remember, our initial side starts here. Where is 3 pi over 2? Well, we know 1 pi over 2 is here. Okay? This is 2 pi over 2. 3 pi over 2. So, this angle right here would be 3 pi over 2. We know from our drawings before, this right here is pi over 2. This right here is 2 pi over 2. Now, 2 pi over 2 is the same thing as pi, which is 180 degrees. So this would be 3 pi over 2 here, and this would be 2 pi over 2, or 2 pi, or 4 pi over 2. So you've got 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, 4 pi over 2. Okay, now this is in the beginnings of your unit circle. So if I'm writing these down, you need to commit them to memory, okay? Commit these to memory. All right, so, well, what if I gave you negative 3 pi? I want you to figure out where negative 3 pi radians happens to be. And I know that's horrible. Radians happens to be. All right, so draw yourself your axis. All right, so at this point, I know negative means my initial side is here. I know that negative means I'm going down. So I know from here to here is negative pi. Negative 180 degrees. 180 degrees would go this way. Okay, 180 would go this way. This is negative 180, and that's pi. This would be another 180 degrees, would be 2 pi. And then one more 180 degrees would be right here. And this is your negative 3 pi. This is your negative 3 pi. Okay? Now, if you want to know in terms of degrees, okay, well, negative 3 pi, just use your conversion factor, change it to degrees, and you'll figure out very quickly that that's negative 540 degrees. So that means we're going to go around once, because that's 360, and then another 180 would be 540. So that's our negative 540 if you were to change that back to degrees. Okay? Change it back to degrees. All right, so this is your angles in standard position. I hope this helps. I'll be posting the next video here in just a little while.